Okay, let's go.
United community. If you're new here, welcome. Here in the Exoticals United community, we support men and women from the following people groups: biracials, multiracials, multi-generationally mixed, and light-skinned golden people. Welcome to my new series called Blackistan Hypocrisy Exposed, where we will go over the many layers of hypocrisy found in the Black community. Today we will be talking about how people in the Black community refuse to admit that they still uphold the paper bag test. Remember the paper bag test that was created to form a caste system in the Black community? I've noticed that whenever a light-skinned woman speaks out about her experience in the Black community, unambiguous people will say things like, "She's not even that light-skinned." Then when you ask them, "What color is light-skinned?" they'll go silent because they refuse to admit that they still uphold the paper.
Oh, no. They don't go silent. Generally, these type of people will basically see someone like Mariah Carey, someone like Tisha Campbell, Zendaya Coleman as light-skinned, okay? And they won't consider someone who is brown light-skinned because we have a whole category for that. And that's called brown-skinned. So when someone has brown skin, they become brown-skinned. It's kind of simple. Continue, though.
I've also seen Black women say caramel people aren't even light skinned. Anytime someone says caramel isn't light skinned, that's proof.
Caramel is not light-skinned because caramel is the color of brown. And I'm going to have a definition so then you can see that caramel is the color of brown. And we in the Black community have a category called brown skin. So then anyone with brown skin goes into the brown skin category. Unless they have a darker hue, then they're dark skinned. But if you have any brown in your skin, you're brown skinned.
That they still uphold the paper bag test. Chrissy is a well-known upholder of the bag test.
No, she's not. Honestly, Chrissy is. I agree with one thing with Chrissy, and that's when it comes to shade. But other than that, she's a really weird character, in my opinion, because she has some insecurities with her skin tone being dark skinned. But as far as what everyone's skin tone is, she does a pretty good job, I would say. I would also say she is a little bit too forgiving on the brown skin side of things. Her category might be a little too big because I think that Gabrielle Union is dark skinned, but she puts them in the brown skin category. She'll say it's the darkest shade. It shouldn't be, I think. I think it should be like Angela Bassett is the darkest, and the lightest would be like Rihanna. But yeah.
Refuses to call anyone light skinned who is darker than the bag. In fact, she has even called women light brown skinned. That's a new one that I've never heard until recently. Do you see how these women are trying to.
Light brown skin isn't for people who are lighter than darker than the paper bag. It's actually for people lighter than the paper bag. So that actually shows you she doesn't follow the paper bag test. She literally follows, if you have brown in your skin, then you're brown skin. If you don't have brown in your skin, then you are light skin. It's simple, Some people who are brown skinned are lighter than paper bags. Personally, for me, without sun exposure, I'm lighter than a paper bag. I'm still brown skinned no matter how untanned I am. Continue.
Create all these new skin tone categories so they can uphold the paper bag test as much as possible. They're doing it because they put light skin on a pedestal so much to the point where they want to make the light skin category as small as possible. So anytime you say you're light skinned, they'll do whatever they can to downplay you or humble you or say, "Nope, you don't pass the paper bag test, therefore you're not light."
No, that's not what they're doing, because she's literally saying people lighter than the paper bag aren't light-skinned either. It's simple. If you have brown skin, you're brown skin. If you're not, then you're light skin. One thing I wanted to say was, this is not about what they think of their skin tone, I don't think. I think that's about what you think of light skin. because you are the same lady who was freaking out on Danielle Lavergo's channel, calling dark-skinned women darkies and lowlives, and also saying that brown-skinned people are two-faced. So you have an issue with darker-skinned people, and for you, it's a problem because you happen to be one of those people who aren't light skinned. And since you have an issue with people who aren't light skinned, you basically have a problem with yourself. And so, this is why you are complaining about the fact that people don't see you as light skinned because you feel like they are taking away some kind of prize from you. But the only one who sees light skin as a prize is you, obviously, because you are the one calling dark skinned people darkies and you're calling brown skins two-faced. So then you literally, if you acknowledge that you actually do have brown skin, which you biologically do, I mean, if you are just a shade lighter than Rihanna, as you say you are, yes, you have biologically brown skin on your complexion. Um, so if you acknowledge that, you feel like you are inferior. And that's what your problem is. It's not what any dark skinned person is making you feel like, it's what you feel like about dark skin and brown skin complexion. You feel it's not as good as light skin, and you just aspire to be better. But you gotta understand, you're beautiful just the way you are, and you should be happy with what you got. And you don't need to be lighter, and you don't need to be darker. It's so much of the time I see brown skinned girls, and it seems like there's an effort to be darker or the effort to be lighter. I think we should just not really focus on either side and just be happy with what we got. But yeah, continue.
And I've seen some pro-black channels go so far to the point where they're trying to make the standards for light-skinned even lighter than the paper bag. If you go on to Lipstick Alley or small YouTube struggle channels, you'll see people saying that even the paper bag is too dark. So if you're the color of the paper bag, you can sit your black ass down because you're too dark to be.
No, red bones are not light skinned. It's kind of obvious that red bones aren't light skinned because if they were light skinned, there wouldn't be the term dirty red. Dirty red is in reference to people who have dark skin when they tan. What light skinned person has dark skin when they tan? Usually, light skinned people actually tan and they'll become brown skinned. But if you're already naturally brown skinned, you'll tan to dark skin. Dirty red is a derogatory term. Yes, it is. Because it's basically disparaging your skin tone for tanning. So it's basically saying a brown skinned person has tanned to dark skin, and therefore it's tainted and dirty. So, yeah, a red bone, and red is obviously referencing red bone. So a red bone would be basically someone who's a peanut butter color or like a caramel color, basically. Like a light brown hue. Some people like to say light brown hued people are light skinned, but all in all, I would say they're brown skinned because, like I said, if you have brown skin, you're technically brown skinned because you have brown skin. Light skinned people who are actually truly light skinned don't have brown skin. Their skin's yellow.
Calling yourself light-skinned. Do you see how racist that sounds? And these are the same women who call mixed people racist if we talk about their dark skin tones. So my question for the black community is, what color is light-skinned? And if light-skinned is high yellow and above, why can't you...
It's not high yellow and above. But I answered your question. You asked what light skin is. Light skin is anything from Halsey's color, Jason Kidd's color. Those would be white passing, or what you guys call high yellow or whatever. Bibby, Delonte West. There's another one. Rashida Jones is kind of white passing, like high yellow, sorta. She has a bit of an almond color in her skin tone. And Mariah Carey too, in her natural complexion. Regular light skin would be like Faith Evans, kind of like Tisha Campbell, and then a bit darker than that, but I would still say that's about the middle end of light skin would be like Alicia Keys and maybe possibly Zendaya Coleman. Yeah, Zendaya Coleman's actually I think a little lighter than Alicia Keys.